Hey guys, this is KJ from the Scariest Movie Ever channel on YouTube. Now this is going to be a bit of a shorter video because there's not a lot to go into. Ultimately I'm posing a question. I'm not sure about you guys, but I watched this WikiLeaks 10-year anniversary the other night. It came on really early in the morning where I'm at. I was just wanting to see what all the fuss was about. Now, even at the time I wasn't fully convinced that Assange was going to release all this horrible information on Hillary Clinton. Of course, everybody was hoping for that, but it never came. But as you know, here on our channel, we view things a little bit differently, mainstream stories in particular. And oftentimes I look at these symbols. I always focus on the symbolism in most of these stories because I feel like they're telling us something else. So as soon as Julian Assange came on screen, I couldn't help but notice the symbolism. Not just the colors, we have the black and the white. I'm going to show you something on that in a moment, but look at the globe back there behind him, just over his right shoulder. These are mirror images of each other. This is the duality at play. This is the inverted world. As above, so below. I've covered that subject multiple times here on the channel because we see it everywhere in our mainstream media and popular culture. Again, it's this idea of the as above, so below, or bringing hell to the earth, some may say. And I didn't even watch the whole thing, because mainly he was just talking about WikiLeaks and kind of the history of WikiLeaks and things like that. And again, there was, no big explosive information that came out. But at this point, I'd already seen what I needed to see, because seeing that symbolism reminded me of another story about Julian Assange from 4 years ago. So this right here actually took place October 9th, 2012 with Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga takes tea with Julian Assange. I actually made a video about this back in 2012, and it turns out this is one of the many videos of mine that YouTube removed several years later, just blocked worldwide. I've been waiting for a long time to revisit this story, and I think now's the time for that. Because the whole thing seemed really weird to me at the time. Because 2012 was also very much the year of Lady Gaga. It's also right around the time that I started making my own videos on YouTube. 2012 really was the heyday in a lot of ways of Illuminati symbolism, specifically with so-called Illuminati music artists. We're seeing a lot of this stuff come out in a lot of different music videos. And they were in practically every Lady Gaga video. Obvious Illuminati symbolism, satanic symbolism. This really was the time that I believe a lot of people started to become aware of this kind of symbolism, of the kind of things that they were putting in these movies and these TV shows and music videos. This was also the time where Julian Assange was really making a name for himself through WikiLeaks and all the different leaks they were doing through that company. In fact, right around this time, he was being accused of sexual assault on a couple of different females, so he was hiding out in this Ecuadorian embassy that's actually in London at the time. Now here's how they explained the meeting, and again, I never fully trust these mainstream stories, but I want to show you what they're presenting here. It says, it is understood, I like how they label that, it is understood that Lady Gaga was encouraged to meet Assange by MIA, the British rapper who scored the music for Assange's chat show on Russia Today. And in case you didn't know, MIA is yet another one of those so-called Illuminati tools. She's another artist in the music industry that puts out a lot of this Illuminati imagery as well, or satanic imagery. I thought this was interesting as well. Gaga already has a bit part in the story of WikiLeaks, Bradley Manning. Very interesting story there with Bradley Manning, if you're not familiar. A U.S. Army private who is accused by the American authorities of stealing hundreds of thousands of classified U.S. military and diplomatic documents once told a computer hacker called Adrian Lamo that he, quote, listened and lip-synced to Lady Gaga song Telephone while exfiltrating possibly the largest data spillage in American history. So either way, isn't it interesting that we have the meeting of these two minds 4 years ago? Lady Gaga at the time, definitely a so-called Illuminati tool. An artist that was putting out all of these ideas, these New World Order ideas, Illuminati ideas, or satanic ideas. And just as a side note, as I was looking up images for MIA, I found this, Mia and Me, and of course, the Illuminati symbolism right there, the all-seeing eye for the eye. But it's for the kids. They got to make sure they get the symbolism out there for the children as well. So keeping all that in mind, it was very interesting to me, at least, even at the time, and even more so now, that this meeting ever took place. Specifically for the imagery, for the symbolism taking place in that picture alone. Lady Gaga clearly dressed as a witch. In fact, in this story, they even talk about her looking like a witch. And we see the colors they're wearing. They have the plain white on Assange, and then of course the black witch getup with Lady Gaga. Once again, the duality represented, as above, so below. So that was the big question on a lot of people's minds back then, and I think even more so now for myself. Why did this actually take place? Was there something nefarious going on? Did Lady Gaga's handlers send her there to talk to Assange about something to do with WikiLeaks? Of course, this is all pure speculation. But as I said, I don't look at the words, I don't look at the story that they're trying to tell us. I like to look at the symbols and the pictures and the images. So here we have the witch, Lady Gaga, we have the black and the white, the duality. And now a few years later, arguably on one of the most important nights for WikiLeaks, not just for their 10-year anniversary, but for all the speculation and all the build-up on what they were going to release on Hillary Clinton. But here again, we find that duality, right? We find the black and the white, and literally have the mirror image of the planet Earth just over his shoulder. An obvious representation, again, of the as above, so below. So I'll leave you with that. As I said, this is going to be a shorter video, just because mainly we're posing questions here. The question remains, is Julian Assange, is he a good guy? Is he one of the good guys? WikiLeaks has released tons of really important information over the years. But again, that doesn't automatically make them the good guy, right? Because, any great deceiver, any con man, is going to build up your confidence in them first. So they're going to give you a lot of good information, right? But then as time goes on, well, the mask slips. So are we seeing the mask slip now with Julian Assange? Are we seeing the truth? Is he a part of that Illuminati system, that higher level Freemason system? I look forward to seeing your comments below and see what you guys think about this. Thanks again, as always, for checking out the video, guys. Take care, and I'll talk to you real soon.